Hey everyone, you're listening to Nerd Boys Comic Blog. I'm Marco.
And I'm Andrea.
And today we're doing our Spoilercast interview for Thor Ragnarok. If you have not seen the movie yet, you probably want to check that out before listening to this. If you have seen the movie, or you just don't care about spoilers, you can listen to it, but we're about to get into it right now. Andrea, what'd you think?
It's a good movie. I actually don't think it's one of Marvel's greatest movies, but it's a pretty good movie.
I have to say it's definitely my top 10 Marvel movies. I know it's not super impressive because there's 17 of them now. There's not really much to choose from.
I just feel like it doesn't deserve the hype it's getting. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good movie. It's just not like, hell yeah, this is Marvel's best movie.
So this might be a good podcast because you have the exact opposite opinion that I do. You think it's not that great. I think it was pretty good. What would you say are some of the faults you had with the movie?
There was a plot hole.
Plot hole? Or just something you thought they overlooked?
I maybe there was like something that I didn't quite understand in that situation. There's two different things going on because they kept saying Asgard is the people and then being Asgard referenced as a power.
Yeah. Do you want me to get into the plot real quick?
Yes.
Okay.
Please
Before we get
explain.
started on all these big ideas and spoilers, I'm going to get into the plot. So Thor Ragnarok takes place about 2 years after Age of Ultron, and Thor has been kind of on this crusade to find the Infinity Stones, and he's found a total of like 0. But he's come across Surtur, who is this big fiery demon who's prophesized to destroy Asgard. He prevents Ragnarok within the first 5 minutes of the movie, goes to Asgard, finds out Loki has been impersonating his father. With the help of Doctor Strange in a really cool cameo scene, which I really appreciated, they find Odin. Odin is about to die. He's been actually keeping this big secret from Thor and Loki that they have an older sister named Hela. She's actually the goddess of death. Odin dies, she's released. She smashes Mjolnir and then banishes them to Sakaar, which is like a trash planet that's also like a kind of like a cool gladiator thing ruled by the Grandmaster, played by Jeff Goldblum, who is a really good Jeff Goldblum impersonator. Eventually, we have this big epic battle between Hulk and Thor. They fight, then they team up, then we have Valkyrie who comes in. She's really cool, and she's got me really excited that there might be an all-female Avenger team-up movie, which might be really cool, or it might be a little bit too late for that because Wonder Woman already beat them to the punch. Thor, Loki, Hulk, Valkyrie, we all get them like off the Sakaar planet after they start a revolution. Also, we have some other side characters like Korg, Meek, they're pretty funny. They bust out of the planet, we have this epic final battle with like Hela and Thor, and someone may have lost an eye, and someone may have been squished, but not really. And then Hulk may have fallen out of a plane and broken his neck, but not really. But that was the plot of Thor Ragnarok. What'd you think of it, Andrea?
Yeah. I mean, it had its funny moments. Like, honestly, I could say I laughed, like, seriously laughed. Like, oh my god, ha ha ha, that's funny. About 5 or so times.
Yeah, I mean,
there was, like, short times when I was like, I get what you did.
yeah, there's like small things where it's like, that gets a chuckle from you, and there's bigger jokes, and then there's smaller ones that are like, okay, can we kind of get moving with the plot, though? Yeah. I did like Korg, though. Korg's one of the funniest parts of the movie for me.
He was like, I don't want to compare him to Jar Jar, because Jar Jar is just one of the worst characters ever from Star Wars, but he is slightly annoying to that point for me.
Yeah. For me, it's like, he's not super heavy comic relief. He is nothing but comic relief. He thinks he's a revolutionary, but he's like he's too dumb to get the revolution started. He's funny, but he's only there for the laughs. And he's also got that New Zealand accent, which I just think is naturally funny.
I mean, his voice is hilarious for me. Like, it matched the character perfectly, but it didn't match the appearance, and I think that's what it bothered me the most.
Yeah. But what about other aspects, like Jeff Goldblum?
Well, actually, I still want to go back to, what was his name?
Korg?
There was that one moment where I actually got really, really mad because there was a line that was copy-paste twice.
Oh, yeah.
We got a big ship. You want to come with us? The line just seems so out of place and annoying. I mean, it matches what's going to happen, but it's just felt so weird.
Yeah. I mean, he did have some really good jokes, though. It was like, oh, you don't have to be afraid of me. I'm just a big rock. Unless you're scissors.
Okay, that was one of the jokes that made me chuckle. It didn't make me laugh out loud, but it was a chuckle out of me. I didn't get it until like a few seconds later. Like, everybody registered it really quickly, except for me. And then I was like, oh wait, I laughed too late.
oh wait, the next joke already happened.
That's true.
Yeah, but if you like talking trees, you'll probably like this talking rock.
I hope that's a joke later on.
Yeah, probably. Well, I don't even know if they're going to meet in Infinity War. I know Korg, he's played by Taika Waititi, the director, and I don't think he was brought up in Infinity War. Like, if they asked him, hey, do you want to be in Infinity War? Do you want to be in the sequel? Do you want to be in Thor Ragnarok 2? Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, I don't think I'd be down for Thor 4, but I'm totally down to watch, like, a sequel to this with, like, Valkyrie or, like, a Hulk team up. So,
basically, a different version of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Kinda, yeah. We have Asgardians as the main heroes.
Okay.
Or, like, a new team of Valkyries. I don't know. Something cool.
And this time, Thor can officially be like, I always wanted to be part of the Valkyrie until I found out they were all women. Now he can be like, hey, let's make all the Valkyrie team open to everybody.
Equal opportunity. Am I right? But I like his joke, too, when he's like, an all-female team. It's about time, am I right? No? Okay. Too soon? Because they all died a tragic death at the hands of Hela.
Yeah.
What'd you think of Hela?
I love her. She's hot, terrifying, sexy.
Yeah, she's kind of like Bellatrix Lestrange, but like heavy metal.
I don't know. This one I have more of a crush on.
Yeah. She's kind of like
Lestrange just looks disgusting and scary.
I kind of like what you said earlier before this, where you said she was like Rita.
Yes. I said, well, look, there's another green Power Ranger.
Yeah. I mean, green's just an evil color in general.
That was something I wanted to bring up, because remember how Loki was all the green? And now Hela's all green? And
Loki's more blue now because he's the good brother or the good sibling for Thor?
Yeah. Like, because if I remember correctly, blue is supposed to represent honesty and, like, more open, innocent honesty kind of thing.
It seems we're going more for that Loki kind of thing. Before we get on to Loki, what did you think about the whole brother-sister reveal for Hela?
I don't know. How can he go from having a goddess of death to having a god of thunder?
Odin's having all kinds of kids you don't know about.
A god of mischief. It just feels like, I feel like they're gonna turn Loki and Hela into the same direction. It's just a little bit creepy because they're siblings, but at the same time not, because Loki is adopted. Yeah. Therefore, they have no blood connection.
Yeah, but at the same time, we think, or we don't even know, Hela might be dead for all we know.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean,
I would love to see her come back, that's why.
Yeah, other Marvel villains, they usually get killed off in their first movie, except for maybe Loki. So it'd be interesting if Hela survived that, or something.
I honestly think she would survive that. Oh, can I bring up the situation where I thought there was a plot hole there? Or
oh, sure, yeah.
Because throughout the movie, they kept saying, oh, when Hela arrives to Asgard, her powers will increase and they will be unlimited. Whatever. And then towards the end, Odin keeps telling Thor in his visions or whatever.
Yeah. In his head visions of his dead dad.
Yeah.
Like Lion King.
Oh, my son, Asgard is not a place. Asgard is the people. So I'm like, let me think. Wait. Oh my God. I'm so terribly confused. So if Asgard is the people, how is Hela stronger by being in Asgard? Because they make it seem like Asgard is like a magical place that holds power.
Yeah. Well, I think it's the sentiment that Asgard is not a place, it is the people. Like the sentiment that America is not the land, America is the people. It's kind of the same thing.
I understand that that's what Asgard is towards the end, but why is it that she becomes powerful arriving to Asgard?
For the same reasons that Thor becomes more powerful when he's at Asgard. Could be like a conduit for their power, or maybe it's just like, hey.
So that leaves me with this question. Does that mean Thor's power becomes half?
Like Peter Quill in Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's something we don't even know because we didn't see him use lightning again after Asgard was destroyed. Mm-hmm. And he also got a cool eye patch, like his dad. But that's besides the point.
So I'm very confused with that situation. I hope somebody else can give me a more interesting answer to this, because
I'm sure a sequel will come up and be like, hey, the people of Asgard, if you just collect a bunch of Asgardians, they have an energy field. And you can derive energy from that field.
Yeah, sure. Just give me like some sort of answer so I can be calm, because it's killing me.
Yeah, but if we overlook this...
Oh my goodness. I can't overlook anything. I like to dissect everything.
Yeah. I mean, you could say Asgard itself has energy to it, like an energy that she could tap into, and that's where she got her power from. Or you could say...
So would you say that the reason she could have possibly died in Asgard, like the place...
was she got separated from her power source.
Because the people are on a ship now.
Oh, maybe. Maybe they're... Yeah, that's your explanation.
I can live with that.
Yeah. That's your own headcanon, if you believe it.
I can make everything canon just by believing in it. Just kidding.
No, that's why it's headcanon. It's only canon in your head. Yeah. But I also like how Hela was the original wielder of Mjolnir. Like, you saw those murals of Hela and Odin conquering
I didn't
the 9
catch
realms.
that. I just kept looking at the freaking giant helmets.
No, but they have a painting of her holding Mjolnir.
Oh.
And then and it was like, whoa. That's pretty dope.
I just remember the image of him in the center and then the one with him and Hela.
Yeah, that's the one with her holding Mjolnir.
Oh, really? I don't remember.
They showed that image
I just
like 5
remember
times.
the giant helmets with horns, and I'm like, that's pretty cool.
That's dope.
Odin, why'd you get rid of that?
Oh, do you like the Rocky statue they put up of Loki?
There was a lot of statues in this. There was the Loki statue. There was
the
Grandmaster statue, and then there was the Contest of Champions statues.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about those faces?
Sure. I feel like you want to talk more about it.
I kind of do.
Because I don't have any knowledge on that.
Yeah, it was a cool Easter egg because it had people like Bi Beast, it had Beta Ray Bill, who now I guess canonically is in the MCU. Man Thing, because it makes sense that Man Thing was involved in Sakaar, because it's kind of like this nexus point of realities and dimensions. And on Earth, there's also a nexus of realities. And Man Thing is the guardian and protector of that. And there's some other people there who I totally forgot about. But most importantly, Man Thing, Beta Ray Bill.
Yeah.
And Hulk. Hulk was also one of them.
Yeah, Hulk was still being made. It just made me think of the faces of Hokages.
Yeah. Does that mean that Hulk killed Beta Ray Bill?
Or maybe Beta Ray Bill managed to escape?
Ah, but they said no one escapes.
Maybe they started saying that to, like, keep them in fear.
Oh, maybe. But we looked over one great big character.
Which one?
The Grand Master.
You mean Asperger's?
Asperg, Lord of Thunder.
Watch out for those fingers.
He sparkles. Yeah, no, Jeff Goldblum in this movie was a really good impersonation of Jeff Goldblum.
Oh God, I hated him so bad.
If you love every Portlandia episode with Jeff Goldblum, you're gonna love this.
Oh.
He's and oohing the whole time, like Mr. Lord of Thunder.
He reminded me of like a very like hippie funky version of Rick.
Yes. If normally I would be 1 million years old, but here on Sakaar.
And I'm like, how old are you?
I mean,
you could have just said any number.
Judging from his brother, the Collector, he probably wouldn't age that much. Both look about the same age. And they're probably both millions of years old. Because they are the elders of the universe, I think. Something like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I did like Jeff Goldblum.
They're crappy elders.
Yeah. Well, one just collects things and
He
the other...
shouldn't... Oh my God, if they could have just made a reference about the elders and just said something like, respect your elders.
Yeah, but then Jeff Goldblum had to admit he's old.
That's true.
Jeez. How'd you feel about that Willy Wonka tunnel scene?
I was confused because I didn't get it. I don't know what was going on until like you had to explain to me what was going on.
I was like, it's Willy Wonka, scary tunnel. Don't shh. It's pure imagination.
I didn't. I guess I just didn't hear it. I was too busy listening to her voice. I don't know what was going on there. And I was like, okay, this is terrifying. But then I got it like towards the end. I mean, you didn't have to explain it to me until like later, but I kind of got it. And I was like, huh. And then the scream towards the end. And then it stops.
Yeah.
And everybody looking at him funny.
Yeah. Did we talk about Loki and Thor yet? I don't think we talked about them and their little dynamic. Because you've seen all the Marvel movies so far.
I guess.
You might not remember the Dark World that well, but do you think this is a good...
Which is Dark World?
Dark World is the second Thor movie.
Yeah, probably not. I fell asleep.
Okay. Yeah, I don't blame you. It's probably the worst of the MCU movies. It's not terribly bad, but it's just like not really good either.
Uh-huh.
By the way, you don't really need to see the first two Thor movies or mostly any of the other MCU movies to enjoy this. You could just watch like Avengers 1 and 2. This is like a direct sequel to those two. Yeah. And also the Thor Loki dynamic kind of carries over from the first Avengers movie with You Can Never Trust Loki.
I don't know. It just felt really back and forth, so I didn't understand what was going on. Their relationship was more funny in this one, that's for sure.
Yeah, it did have that kind of...
Like, they already know who they are. I feel like they've grown up to really accept each other as to one being mischievous and the other one being lawful.
Yeah, a lawful good, for the most part, or heroic character.
Yeah.
Because Thor in this one, it's kind of like his heroism is played up for laughs. Mm-hmm. And he's kind of not as dim-witted as Korg.
Oh my god, I want to bring up one of the jokes that was said. Because there was a time when they had captured Loki. Valkyrie captured Loki and had him tied up. And there was just like... Thor was telling jokes about... Well, not jokes. It come off as a joke for the audience. But he's being honest about a situation between him and Loki. He's like, he's always trying to kill me. There was this one time when we were younger. I saw a snake. And he knows how much I love snakes. So I go and pick up the snake. And then it turns out it was him. He comes out at me and stabs me and says, "Ha, it's me."
Yeah, and then Loki's just like, I remember that. That was hilarious.
Yeah. It comes off as actual brother relationship now. Not as just as a hateful, like, plot thing.
Yeah, they've come to understand each other more. Because in the first Thor movie, you kind of got that feeling like they've grown apart, or they were always apart. Avengers, it was like the younger brother lashing out, and the older brother kind of having to deal with that. Mm-hmm. And this one, it was like they came to understand each other and accept each other for like, Loki's the mischievous one, he's always going to backstab you. Thor is never going to stop caring about you, so you might as well just accept the love. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And now they're the only two people they have in their lives. Their mother's gone, their father's gone, their sister's gone, possibly, but you don't really want to deal with your sister because she's actually an evil demon.
Mm-hmm. He's like, I see you more as my brother than I see my sister as my sister.
Yeah. Now I've seen you're not the worst sibling.
That's true.
Thanks for not destroying our home.
Hey, do you want to do help?
Let's get help? I don't want to do let's get help. It's embarrassing.
Do you have another idea?
The elevator scene was like, there's not a lot of emotions in this movie, not as much as Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Odin's death has like zero emotion behind it, but the elevator scene has like the most genuine moment between Thor and Loki of like getting to know each other.
Yeah.
And understanding like, this is who we are. Thor changes a lot through these movies, but Loki has stayed basically the same. Mm-hmm. And this is the one movie where he kind of gets a little bit of change and development, other than I'm going from kind of anti-hero to evil to anti-hero to like kind of good guy now. Mm-hmm. That's the most development Loki gets.
I guess he's stuck in the neutral.
Yeah. Right now he's probably more, I'll stand by my brother than anything else.
I have a question. Can you see Loki as replacing the Grandmaster?
Nah. Thor probably would take up the Odin position.
I
and
just
like
thought
if Chris Hemsworth leaves the MCU, they'll just write him off as being Odin. But Tom Hiddleston could possibly just be like the next Thor type character that we follow.
Okay. I just thought it was interesting that they would bring that up. That there was like, oh, this place matches you. So mischievous. I was like, huh.
But I think they're really going for that thing of like Loki's changing and he's not the god of... Well, he is the god of mischief, but he's not going to be going for that.
Literally after the elevator scene, Loki betrays him.
Yeah, but then Thor has that big talk down to him where it's like, you never changed, Loki. The whole world, everyone's grown up. But look at you. You're just a little kid. Oh, we barely talked about Hulk and Thor in this discussion.
I don't know. I just feel like it's the same. Like, if Loki and Thor are not together, we have Thor and Hulk together. Which means it's kind of the same vibe, except Hulk doesn't talk much. I
like both interactions between Hulk and Thor and Banner and Thor.
Oh, okay.
Where it was like...
I was happy to see Banner back, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. And I'm glad Mark Ruffalo actually got to do more motion capture and like give more performance than just being smashy, he got to like say things and act like
But monster.
but monster. Yeah. And
Hulk stay.
Hulk was like a little kid in this movie, but rightfully so, because he's kind of gained intelligence and he's going through his terrible twos, I guess, because he's been Hulk for 2 years now.
I just remembered something. When Thor is trying to escape and throws the ball at the wall. You know when he throws a bowling ball at the window?
Oh, yeah.
And it bounces back and it hits him in the head. He just gets back right up.
Because that's what a hero does.
Okay, that was one of the parts where I actually laughed. That's funny. Yeah. I just think getting hit in the face or something like that is
also
pretty
like
funny.
slapstick.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Oh.
But yeah, definitely it's good that Hulk has more dialogue now, rather than being like hey, or just having one line like a puny human. That reminds me! During the fight between when they're announcing Thor, the Lord of Thunder, and the Incredible Hulk, right? And Loki's looking down. That was one of the funniest parts when he's like, I have to get off this world. And he's just like freaking out. He's like, I gotta get off. And the Grandmaster's like, whoa, where are you going? Come sit down.
This is my champion. I gotta show you, like, you're so cool, Loki. I gotta show you my champion. And I like how that scene in particular was not afraid to make fun of itself. They're making fun of the Loki smashing scene from Avengers, but they're also making fun of the Age of Ultron scene with Black Widow just being like, hey, big guy, sun's getting real low. And you think he's really gonna go for it?
That's just funny. What I thought was really weird though is right after the battle scene is when we find out that Thor is actually, of course we already know Thor is a god of thunder, but he's actually accessing those powers now.
Yeah, without Mjolnir.
Yeah, and when he got buzzed by that gadget on his neck, I thought it was so weird that he was placed in Hulk's room.
Yeah, well, I think it's more just like Hulk was like, hey, bring that guy to my room. I want to talk to him.
Sure. Bring that guy to my room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. Oh, God.
Yeah. And then Naked Hulk was just in a jacuzzi.
Oh, can't get that out of my head now.
It's in my brain. And then, like, the Banner stuff and the Hulk stuff where it's like, no, I hate Banner. He's always science and numbers and, ooh, look at me. It's like, no, I hate the Hulk. He's always like, smash, smash. It's like, oh, thanks, man.
There's too many crotch jokes with Banner for some reason.
Yeah, kind of. It's more making fun of Tony Stark and Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, okay.
Because that's apparently his clothes and stuff. And it's what Robert Downey Jr. looks like in real life, like the way he dresses.
I guess. There was something else that I wanted.
I don't think we've talked about Valkyrie.
Oh, I guess the only thing I would want to talk about Valkyrie, I mean, I love her, like, drunk and all. I respect you, girl. That's my life.
I respect your alcoholism.
I did like that one joke. It's like when she says that she plans on dying or something, and Thor was like, yeah, alcoholism can kill you. She's like, I don't plan on giving up drinking. He's like, oh, okay.
I like the part where she's giving him the chance to speak. He's like, I'll give you until I finish this bottle to talk. And then she just like takes down 3 gulps, and he's like,
like, dang,
I didn't even say anything yet.
Yeah.
But I think I would really like Tessa Thompson to be in like a team up movie with like Black Widow, Gamora, Captain Marvel. If they plan on doing like a A-Force movie or like a Ladies of Liberty movie, it'd be interesting to at least have something to one up DC, because they already beat Marvel to that female superhero movie. It's like, it's not really a race, but at the same time, people treat it like it is a race. So like gets all these accomplishments.
I'm kind of looking forward to see if they can actually make an all-female group. But I can also see how it's going to be complicated. It's going to be complicated if they can't get a female director.
I think...
Because, I mean, if a male director does get it, I hope they can do well with it. But I can see the trouble as jokes coming off more male-like, or appealing more to the male genre. And I feel like some of the jokes are not going to come off pretty easy. I mean, some of us will probably get it. when some of us will laugh at it, while others could probably feel a little bit uncomfortable with the jokes.
Yeah. Well, as long as it doesn't come off like Ghostbusters 2016, where it's just like they were literally improvising for like hours of filming.
Mm-hmm.
And Thor was a lot of improvisation, and so was the first Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
But they got good takes out of those movies because they had good directors.
Mm-hmm.
With like the Ghostbusters movie, had like a really shitty laid back director who's like, no, just do the scene, make funny lines up.
But
with this, if you got someone like Taika Waititi, even if he's a dude, if you had him just having all these actresses and just being like, we're gonna do something actiony and funny, go for it.
Okay.
Like, I think he would be a good director for this.
Okay, so here's another question: is like, if you do get an all-female group, who is the villain?
I was thinking just another chick. Like, you could go for...
But it has to be a great villain in order for it to be an all-female group. It can't just be like,
it could be
let's
Enchantress.
throw these girls into the streets and let them fight crime.
It could be Enchantress, because she does technically... It would make sense in the plot for Enchantress to be the villain, because I think she controls men, so the women wouldn't be under her control.
Am I thinking Enchantress from...
There's a Marvel Enchantress,
okay.
too. So...
I'm confused.
Unless I'm getting confused, too, and this Enchantress doesn't just control men. But it would be cool just to be like, all the
or
dudes... Or
Hela coming back could be interesting.
Hela coming back, yeah. I mean... There's this theory that Hela's going to be Lady Death for the MCU, but I don't think that's going to be totally true because it looks like she died, unless Thanos likes that.
Wasn't there a comic where Hela was disfigured, or was that Nova? What's her name? Nebula.
Nebula's disfigured.
Oh, okay.
That's in Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Why do I keep calling her Nova?
I don't know.
Nebula.
But enough about chicks. Let's talk more about dudes and how manly this movie was.
I actually still want to go back to Valkyrie and really praise the scene between Hela and the Valkyries.
Oh,
that scene was beautiful. I leaned over to Marco. I was like, "That was so beautiful. I want to be a Valkyrie, but I don't want to die." It was really pretty. And did you talk about how during the scene where Scrapper 142 was saved by another Valkyrie?
Yes, I didn't talk about that yet. The original Valkyrie, the one from the comics, at least that appearance is kind of cameoed in this movie. Mm-hmm. She dies right in the arms of the Tessa Thompson Valkyrie, which I thought was a cool touch because, you know, the Valkyries, they're a group of women. They're not just one person. But now they are one person because she's the last survivor. Yeah.
So it felt a lot like, you know how when we get Aqualad?
Oh, yeah.
Different versions of him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's plenty of Aqualads, plenty of Kid Flashes, plenty of, like, different characters.
I like the difference, the color difference, if I can put it that way.
Yeah.
Really like that scene. There was another scene where I thought was funny, which was Hela between Asgard, like fighting. Hela and Asgard's warriors.
Yeah. Oh, wait, before that happened, were you at all affected by the death of the Warriors 3?
Warriors 3?
Thor's 3 buddies that help him along the way. There's Volstagg, there's the Robin Hood looking guy, and the Asian guy.
Well, no.
Okay. Because their death came like...
rapid fire.
Yeah, like pretty much.
They just died really quickly.
They died and no one really cared.
I actually didn't even care when Scrooge died.
Scourge?
Scourge.
Scourge died? Did he die? Oh yeah, he did die. That's right. Carl Urban died in this movie. I didn't even remember. Also, that's not how an M16 fires. It really bugged me because he was using an M16. He was using 2 M16s, and there's no ejection. Like, there's no freaking anything coming out the side. I'm just like, what? That's not right. What are you doing? But whatever. It's
I also have a question. How did he go from fighting midway through the frostwood? What's it called?
The Bifrost.
Bifrost. How do you go halfway through that fighting and running all the way back to the place and grabbing the guns and then getting on board?
I think he had him the whole time with him. Under his little old hag disguise.
No, I know, but he was literally fighting.
He was, but he's a coward. He was fighting. Cowards have teleportation abilities.
Yeah, apparently it failed when he had to introduce Thor when he came in.
Yeah, because he wasn't a coward then. He was only a coward when he met Hela, which I kind of want to mention another thing.
Wait, so that reminds me, did Scourge know that Loki was in command? Because Loki's like, thanks, I already know now.
I don't know. Maybe he still thought.
So he's always a traitor.
Maybe he was always a traitor, but he made up for it in the end.
No.
He killed a bunch of...
I felt no sympathy.
I like Carl Urban, even if he's a bad guy.
I like him as Balin.
I like him as Dredd.
What else is there? Did we talk about the fake gauntlet?
Oh, the fake Infinity Gauntlet?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because in the very first Thor movie, you see the Infinity Gauntlet in Odin's treasure room, and everyone's been, like, having all these theories, like, why are there 2 Infinity Gauntlets? And Hela, like, in one shot, just knocks over the fake ones, like, fake.
Yeah, and then she moves on to...
The Tesseract?
No, there was also the Ragnarok.
Oh, the helmet's like,
I thought it was much bigger.
Yeah. And then the Tesseract, she's like, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And Loki probably has a Tesseract now.
I love her dog.
Her wolf?
Her doggy. Her pupper.
Fernrir? Something in Norse. Fernrir?
I don't know, but that's a cool pupper. Even a wolf can be a pupper, okay?
Yeah, even
or
a giant
doggo.
wolf.
I feel so sad for that doggy.
Don't feel sad. It was the evil dog. It was the evil wolf.
Well, a wolf is loyal.
Oh.
And it will fall... Huh?
Yeah, you're right. Wolves are loyal. There's no such thing as a bad dog, just a bad owner.
Mm-hmm.
Or forgetting anything.
I remember towards the end. So, towards the end, we see Loki looking at the Tesseract?
Yeah, the Tesseract.
Yeah, and then grabbing the helmet of...
Surtur
and throwing it in the fire.
Mm-hmm.
What's that fire called again?
I think it's the Eternal Flame.
The Eternal Flame.
Just a little bit of trivia here. Surtur is actually voiced by Clancy Brown, who voices Lex Luthor, Mr. Krabs, and was on was the guy in Highlander.
Danny Phantom.
And he was in Danny Phantom too.
I feel like we're missing a lot of other details that we didn't talk about, mainly because it wasn't all that interesting or necessary. Like, we're missing over the guy that can see through everything.
Oh, Heimdall. I was actually going to bring up Heimdall and Idris Elba because I think in real life Idris Elba's kind of tired of Marvel movies and tired of like these big budget superhero stuff, and that's why his role in this one's kind of like smaller, but he does have an important role, which is like just protecting the Asgardians.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's why he was in this less. And everyone thinks he might be an Infinity Stone, or at least that he has the Soul Stone. That's how he could see all the souls in the universe.
Wait, I thought somebody else had the Soul Stone.
We don't know who has it yet. The running theory is Heimdall has it.
Which is the stone that
Doctor Strange has?
No, Vision.
Vision has the Mind Stone.
So we know where the Mind Stone is.
Yeah.
The
space is the Tesseract. The ether is reality.
Ether. Which one is the
Thor: The Dark World?
Nope.
It's the red one.
Oh, okay. So the red one. Where's the red one at?
That is locked up with the Collector.
The Collector?
Yeah.
I thought the Collector was the one that had the purple one.
The Collector wanted the purple one, but the Nova Corps has that now.
Okay, so Nova Corps, the Collector, Vision, and...
Doctor Strange. He has a time stone.
Oh, right. The one that can control time.
Yep.
And we're missing one more, right?
The Soul Stone. Space Stone is the Tesseract. Loki has that now.
Wouldn't Thanos have that one?
Soul?
The Soul.
Maybe. Well, I don't think he has any actually right now.
Are you sure?
Unless they're gonna do some like time skip and be like, oh, I already have one.
Do you think the Soul Stone would probably be introduced in Black Panther?
Maybe. But that's a lot of Infinity Stones on Earth. Because the space one was on Earth. It's fine.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. We don't know. Maybe Heimdall is the Soul Stone.
Okay.
Yeah. But I do want to mention, before we end this whole podcast, the first act of the movie was really rushed and like short. It felt like we were just rushing to get to Sakaar.
I felt like there was... Yeah, it was really rushed. It was like, let's go. Here. We have Thor here. Okay, let's move him. Throw some jokes. Okay, let's move him. Throw some jokes. Let's move him again.
And then we introduce Hela, and then she basically starts our premature Act 2.
I am happy they introduced my other husband, besides you.
Which was the other husband?
Benedict.
Oh, Benedict Cumberbatch, that's right.
He was in there for a little while and said some funny things.
I thought his cameo was going to be like just the end credits from Doctor Strange, but it lasted a little bit longer.
Yeah,
I'm
which
glad.
was good.
Yeah.
And then him, the interaction between Doctor Strange and Loki was funny.
A1.
All right, so you were saying about the story.
Oh yeah, the story structure. If we go by the 3-act structure, Act 1 felt really short, Act 2 comes along really early in the movie, and it's basically all of Sakaar. And then Act 3 is just a battle. It's the climax between Hela, Thor, Hulk, Valkyrie, Loki, all of them fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we forgot one of the biggest important moments. They had to cause Ragnarok. Well, we kind of mentioned it earlier. To destroy Asgard to defeat Hela.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was a nice little wrinkle in the...
It's like, I saw you in my visions. Like, there's literally, the beginning was like, I saw you in my visions, you're going to destroy my home world, so I've come to destroy you. And then towards the end, he's like, the vision must be done.
Yeah.
Set him on fire!
It was a nice wrinkle in the whole Ragnarok thing where it's like, Thor really prevented Ragnarok like 5 minutes into the movie, and then he's like, 5 minutes before the movie ends, we have to do Ragnarok.
Yeah, that was something.
Did we talk about Thor's missing eyeball?
No, we did not. That's true. We did not. Hey, speaking of his missing eyeball, was it really shown in the Infinity War trailer?
I don't know. You could change trailers or like edit around it so you don't reveal spoilers.
Ah, that is true. That was something that was being talked about.
Yeah, we did see in the trailer that big lightning thing, but he had 2 eyes in that one. And I was thinking like, that's cool. The big power up that he's gonna have. And then when he lost the eye, I was like, they changed the trailer. Those bastards.
But yeah, Thor loses an eyeball thanks to Hela. And then she's like, oh, now you do look like Dad.
Yeah. More importantly, you look like Nick Fury.
That's gonna be a joke.
You always know it's gonna be a jokey joke because it's Marvel. But I don't know. How do you feel about jokes in Marvel movies? I know we've been talking a lot about it in like...
I'm not a huge fan of it because like it's thrown in there a lot. Like this is something I talked to you a lot about. It's I don't like the jokes because it kills the vibe. There's like a certain commitment you should take to emotions. Like they throw you a serious part and I'm like, oh wow, this is like actually getting to me. I don't think I've ever actually cried in a Marvel movie.
Not even when Yondu died?
Oh, I felt sad. I felt really sad, but not to the point where I cried. Actually, out of all Marvel movies, that might be the saddest part, but I didn't cry. And that's the thing that I have a problem with Marvel movies is like they have a fear commitment to a certain emotion. They want to give you something serious, but then they throw a joke at you. And I'm like, God damn it, way to kill the mood for me. Like I actually felt something. And then you made me like snicker or chuckle at it. And that's a little bit sad that you have to keep me interested in this movie with jokes.
Kinda. I do have to admit, there are a lot of times in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 where they did undercut emotion with jokes. In this one, there intentionally is a lack of emotion, a lack of that in service of jokes. And the only emotional part really is like the Thor Loki stuff, but that has jokes thrown into it because that's their dynamic now. That's their nature. I
didn't feel sad or any kind of like, oh, look at them. I felt like the saddest moment was between Odin and Thor.
Yeah. But then, like, that wasn't even really that sad. It, like, his death really comes.
It just felt like he couldn't get over it, was the most important part for me. Which was like, what am I to do now?
It was eating him up.
Yeah, it was.
Because he's like, I lost my hammer. I lost my dad.
Yeah. Like, that was, like, the hardest part for me. Like, I actually, for anybody, I sympathized with Hela.
Yeah, because Hela's the least favorite, and
it's not just that. It's not that she's the least favorite. It's just like he raised me that way. He raised me to be an executioner, and then he puts me away. Like, you can't just raise me to be a certain way and then be like, I'm done with you. You've become too much for me. I'm gonna lock you up. What kind of fucked up thing is this?
What kind of Michael Myers shit is this?
That's just so. That's kind of painful. It's kind of sad. I would want to rebel too and be like, "Hey, you raised me to be this way. You accept me now."
Yeah, that's kind of why I like Hela as like one of my favorite Marvel villains, because she's better than Ultron. Ultron has parent-daddy issues, but he's not really as fully realized as Hela. Like her, you understand immediately when you see that mural about her motivations, why she's doing this, and why she resents Asgard as a whole, because she built this kingdom for them. They don't even know who she is. And every other Marvel villain besides Loki is kind of just like, I have a cause, I guess, or I want to achieve a goal. maybe.
The only other one that I guess we could sort of sympathize, but then it just became too much to the point where we just were like, why are you doing this now? Vulture?
Yeah. Well, Vulture. I forgot about him. Yeah. So it's Vulture. Well, in order of coolness and how much you cared. Loki, Hela, Vulture. That's about it.
Yeah.
They're all green too.
I'm trying to think. What about Ant-Man? Do we have anybody we sympathize in Ant-Man?
No,
Not really.
Scott Lang, pretty much, because his daughter.
Yeah.
But we don't care
he's
about
the main character,
Yellow Jacket.
Isn't he?
Yeah. Also, it's a great and refreshing thing to have the villain not be a copy and paste of the hero. Because you have that in Iron Man, you have that in Ant-Man, Black Panther. It looks like we'll have a copy and paste. But it also seems like Black Panther's going to be more serious.
Which I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind like maybe 3 jokes in there, but not like rapid.
Not rapid fire jokes like,
Yeah.
haha, I said a thing after
Yeah.
I was badass.
I want it to be a lot like what Spider-Man was, but a lot less funny. I'm not talking about like the story. I'm talking about the vibe. Like it keeps it home.
I actually think I'd prefer something more like Captain America, the first movie, where it had like a more serious tone to it, and the jokes were limited to just making fun of how small Steve was and how big he is now.
I get it. Yeah. I haven't seen
The first Avenger?
I meant like Captain America. I haven't seen that movie in forever.
Yeah.
So I forgot about it. But that's a good example. Yeah.
A lot of Phase 1 movies, like this might be, especially since it's an origin, or kind of an origin, this might be a really good Phase 1 movie. Like, I think that's more the tone they're going for, where it's like closer to Captain America than to something like Iron Man.
Yeah.
Where that's mostly jokes and improvisation. I think Black Panther has a tone it's really going for, which is serious, and really going for that. It's an action movie, not a comedy.
Yes. Which I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah. I mean, just to see some variation in Marvel stuff. Because Infinity War, it's a big one, and that might be a really different one too.
Who's the director for Black Panther?
That's Ryan Coogler. He's the director of Creed.
He really likes Michael, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a big Michael B. Jordan fan, I guess. Yeah. But do you think that's going to be it for Thor Ragnarok?
Like, what do you mean? Like, will there be a sequel?
Well, maybe, but I meant for this podcast.
Oh, well, we didn't talk about the ending. Like, our 2
end credits. Yeah. So, end credit number 1, basically Thanos comes up.
Oh, yeah.
Thanos' ship appears.
Huge ship.
And it looks like the Asgards.
Death Star huge.
Yeah. We now know why Thor's going to be floating in space, and when the Guardians find him.
Wait, does that mean his whole Asgard family is going to die?
I don't know.
I hope Loki can, like, use some magic and, like, camouflage them or something, like hide them invisible or something.
I think what's going to happen, because we did see the leaked Infinity War trailer, and in that one, Loki does give Thanos the Tesseract.
I have a joke. Can Loki, like, come on board camouflage just Hela?
Oh my.
That way he can fall in love with Death.
This whole
Loki
time Thanos is in love with Loki.
That'd be so great.
I'd be down for that.
Oh my god.
Like a Bugs Bunny kind of thing.
I love my ideas.
And then end credit number 2, Jeff Goldblum.
I can't believe we waited for that one.
Yeah. Patience. If we learn anything from Spider-Man's end credits, it's patience.
Oh yeah. I like that he's like, I think we all did great in our roles. Pat on the back.
Pat on the back, everyone. Pat on the back. You can't have a revolution without someone to overthrow. Am I right? So you're welcome. Let's call it a draw. And it was
the end.
Hilarious. It was disappointing. Like, a lot of Marvel end trailers or end credits, you're expecting Thanos.
Oh, yeah.
At least a lot of people are. But then they don't give you Thanos, and you're like, all right, save it for Infinity War.
You know what's something we didn't talk about?
Huh?
Who else made a cameo?
Stan Lee. Yeah, Stan Lee was the one who cut Thor's hair. I like the new Thor haircut, kind of.
It looks very...
It looks unworthy.
Yeah, it looks... I like his short hair. I really wasn't digging that surfer hair.
You know why he did it?
Huh?
He didn't want to wear the wig anymore.
That's good.
Yeah.
I don't blame him. Wigs suck. But yeah, was that it?
Yeah, I think so. Just a brief PowerPoint of what we did or what we liked.
Sure, brief.
Jeff Goldblum. He was the Jeff Goldblumiest I've ever seen him.
Valkyrie is always badass.
Hulk was awesome. I like Mark Ruffalo's portrayal of Banner.
Hella. Still hella hot.
Thor. Chris Hemsworth is the best person he could have got to play Thor in a live action movie. And he's also just like a really fun, energetic kind of guy, which I think you need for like Thor because he's always big and larger than life. Loki, always mischievous. I like Tom Hiddleston. I'm not one of those fangirls who's like, oh, Tom Hiddleston.
Oh my god, swoon.
No, he's just a...
Neither am I. I would choose Hela over Loki.
He's just a
Or Tom
conniving,
Hiddleston.
mischievous asshole.
Though that fabulous hair.
Oh yeah, he's greasy too. And, yeah.
I like that Des and Troy came back. No, I'm just kidding.
I think that's going to be it for today. Wouldn't you say so?
I think that's it.
All right. If you enjoyed this podcast, you can always leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm Marco.
And I'm Andrea.
We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.